Hello, everyone, and welcome to War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast. My name is John Mark Tali, and we are coming to you, as always, from deep within the Outer Rim, far beyond the watchful eye of the Galactic Empire. Joining me today, once again, he is the Chewbacca to my Han Solo, Mr. Christopher Stolle.
I cast Ogre Jailbreaker.
Oh.
Hi.
Also joining us today, if Chris is the Han Solo, then this gentleman would be the Lando Calrissian because he's cooler than the other side of the pillow. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of Star Wars Canon Library and also one of the hosts of Journal of the Jedi, Mr. Brian Miller.
I cast Some Blessed Mount. Wah 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 wah.
Now, see, you were being nice saying that he'd be Lando Calrissian. I would have called him the cooked porg.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I cast Some Blessed Mount. All right. I don't know. That was more of a Matthew McConaughey.
I was about to say,
whatever.
when the hell does Lando become Matthew McConaughey?
All right. Colt 45.
And rounding out our panel tonight is our own Princess Leia. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Christina.
Hi, y'all. I don't have any magic cards, so.
All right. So, if you hadn't have guessed by what the intro, we're going to start. We got a lot to talk about, but we're going to talk first about the Han Solo trailer and some of our first impressions of it, and what we thought, and what we're hoping to see from it. So, Brian, since you haven't been on for a while, we'll start with you. What was your thoughts on the trailer?
Well, look, I've been a cheerleader for this movie forever, even when Lord and Miller were still the directors. And I wasn't happy with the Lord and Miller directing choice, but it wasn't for any of the reasons everybody else gave. But this is a trailer that even I was starting to get nervous, wondering when we were ever going to get it. Because, we were getting so close to the film. And I kept telling everybody, just wait a little longer. It's okay. It's coming. It's coming. And even I was getting to the point where I'm like, is it coming? Is it really coming? I was getting to the point where I was starting to wonder if they were doing that social experiment where they were going to release a Star Wars movie with no trailer. I was really starting to get there. I was like, if you're going to do that, don't do it with this one. But as far as the trailer itself goes, I watched both of them and loved both of them. I liked the first one better than the second one. The Super Bowl big game trailer, whatever it was.
The teaser?
Yeah, the teaser to the teaser. I like the teaser to the teaser better than the actual teaser. Does that make sense? Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. And everybody crying about Alden playing Han Solo, but in the same breath going, oh my God, Donald Glover's going to be an awesome Lando when we haven't seen anything of that yet. Mm-hmm. It's kind of pissing me off a little bit, to be honest. But overall, I love the trailer. I'm really, really looking forward to the film. I was already excited for it, but I'm even doubly excited now. So
yeah. Christina, what about you? What were your thoughts?
I'm actually going to side with Brian on this one. With me, I was a little skeptical beforehand because of the turbulence that was with the movie, with the changing of directors to Ron Howard. And I believe we talked about this on an earlier episode as well I was on, where we did talk about it. And I had hope then because we know Ron Howard, he knows what Lucas would want. He's worked with Lucas. He's directed Lucasfilm movies. He's directed some of the greatest movies out there. So,
yeah.
He did Apollo 13, which was just incredible. So he has the background, he has the resume to pull this out. In effect, and it shows with the trailer. I saw the trailer; it sold it for me 100%. At this point, as soon as the tickets are able to be bought, I'm buying my tickets on Fandango like I do all the time. And I will be there opening night. Before, I was a little skeptical. I wanted to hear what other people were saying first. But then I go back to The Last Jedi and what people are saying that. So I don't know if I want to listen to everybody on that. I think I want to make my own decision anyway.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Chris?
I'm one of those people that from day one I've been saying I don't need a Han Solo movie. But, of course, I'll still be in line for Han Solo opening night. I'm a Star Wars fan. Yeah. After the trailer, I'm still don't need a Han Solo movie. but it looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I'm right there with Brian about the everybody dogging. I always fuck up his name.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Alden Ehrenreich about Hans, because I'm guilty of it too. I'm like, there was other people who looked more like a young Harrison Ford, and you picked this guy, But I didn't get enough out of either trailer to really make a judgment call one way or the other with him. Did he look all right as Han in what I saw in the trailer? Sure. In the acting abilities, I can't judge off of one or two lines. But why is Lando, who was seen once in the trailer and didn't say one goddamn word, getting his praises sung as, oh, he's going to be great as Lando? How the hell do you know?
Yeah.
You don't. But the biggest critique that I've taken away from this trailer is, of course, Star Wars has to have a big ass tentacle monster, And
this is not Japanese porn.
Well, Evil Dead 2 with the tree rape.
That was Evil Dead 1, not Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2
I think
is
they
when
recreated it in 2, though.
No. No, only Evil Dead 1 was the tree rape. Evil Dead 2 was more or less Ash chasing his hand for the first half hour.
With the greatest visual pun of all time, A Farewell to Arms. We discussed it earlier. But no,
my God.
It's Star Wars. There's got to be a big, unbelievable monster in there somewhere. In fact, that's probably why so many people had a problem with The Last Jedi. There was no monster.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I pulled out of it was, and I don't know if this is going to sound controversial, but this movie looks fun. And I think that's something that, and I've loved all the Star Wars movies, but I think it seems to have that sense of fun that the first movie had. And I don't think any other of the Star Wars movies, as good as they've been, have been able to fully capture that sense of just fun. Like, there's been scenes in parts and the other ones have captured it, but not to the sense that first movie did. The first movie was just a fun movie. And that's what Han Solo looks like. It looks like a fun movie. Not one that takes itself too seriously. It's going to be just a fun romp. And that's what I'm looking forward to with this movie.
I mean,
is just... Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was done.
I was just saying, the one thing I do have an issue with, and I'm curious to see how they address it, because in the one scene when I saw the Falcon, we all know this right here, this is the Falcon.
Yeah.
However, on the movie, this piece is filled in, and it doesn't look like a container. It looks like it's completely locked in. So I'm wondering what that piece is and why is it there, and why was this decided?
I actually think I have an answer. And I don't know if it's still true in the new canon, but initially that type of ship was specifically designed to be very modularized and very able to be changed around. Like you can change the design of it very easily. It was designed to be very, as he even said.
Oh, I know that, but at the same time, it's like that didn't look like a modular part. That looked like it was attached to the hook, which is like a permanent attachment to the hook. Which I'm kind of curious why they did that.
Well, they've released what some of the toys look like for the film, and the ship, the toy of the Falcon has got a piece that you can put a figure inside of right in the nose of that, and it detaches to make it look like the shape of the original Falcon. And this thing just kind of slides into, I don't know, like if it's like an escape pod or like some kind of shuttle cargo or something, cargo shuttle or something like that, but it slides into it and then it can detach and you've got the original shape of the Falcon. Well, so I don't know. So.
It'd be kind of interesting to see how they address it. And I didn't notice if they screwed up on the antenna on the radar dish or not.
Well, speaking of the Falcon, if I may, there's one thing I'm really hoping to not see in this film. And I don't want to see at the end of the movie Han with a dirty, grungy, crappy looking Falcon. I want it to still look crystal, pure, clean, brand new. So that by the time you get to A New Hope and you see the Falcon again for the first time, because you hear Han talking about it and you're like, oh yeah, that's going to be a pretty ship. And then they see it and Luke goes, what a piece of junk. You're right there with him and you're like, what the hell did Han do to it? Like, seriously, what the hell? Like, that's like, what I want to happen.
It's like, yo, you never heard of Lysol? You need to scrub this bitch.
Kidding.
Well, see, I'm on the mindset when I saw the remodification of the Falcon, I know from years of lore that Han won it from Lando, and it's the Bach table. Now, knowing Lando the way he is, a suave pimp, Colt 45 drinking motherfucker that he is, he probably turned that white
YT 1300 modified.
I know how to speak. He probably modified it to be a luxury liner, just like the Lady Luck. All that shit is probably just mods to turn it into more of a luxury vehicle.
Yeah.
He turned it into a Cadillac. It was a pimped out Cadillac.
Well, if you look at the set photo differences on Facebook of the new Falcon on the inside with the gloss black floors and the nice cushions and everything, and then you see the Falcon from the classic trilogy and then Falcon from the sequel trilogy all boom, boom, boom from the same angle, you can sit there and look and see everything that Han added and took away and stuff. And Han Frankensteined the shit out of that ship. He Frankensteined the shit out of it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, as he said, I've made a few special modifications. But I still, not to cross genres, but I still think, just knowing what we know of Han before, that the line from the original, the first Guardians of the Galaxy, you wouldn't want to take a black light in the Falcon.
Probably not. But
that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this.
Looked like a Jackson Pollock
Falcon.
painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your ship is filthy. Oh, she
It looks like a she has no idea. Do not turn that black light on, please. It looks like a Jackson Pollock painting in here.
But to quote to answer Christina about them screwing up the antenna, I have a feeling it's going to become a complete running gag, because we know from Return to Jedi they broke off the antenna to the Falcon, and then when we saw it in The Force Awakens, it had a new antenna, and then they lost that antenna. Then they lost that antenna in The Last Jedi. I guarantee you, somewhere in this movie, that antenna is gone.
I can see it, actually. I'm going to agree with you there. I could just see it happening. No, the best part is, though, in Jedi is where they what really sold it in Jedi, though, is the fact that he was like, freaking Lando's like, not a scratch, I promise. But pinging the dish off the ship is more than a scratch.
Well, see,
that's like borrowing somebody's car and they're like, don't scratch it, and it comes back with a busted headlight. It's the same thing.
Like, Lando, when last time he flew the ship, it had that flat dish on it, so he thought he could clear that spot, and then when he hit it, he's like, oh shit, forgot about that. Oops.
My bad.
Like, to him, it was just natural.
9 Up did it.
It was neat, no. All his fault.
Sorry, sir, he's my cousin.
Who made that? I'm at a gunner.
Sorry, he's a little cross-eyed.
He's an asshole. I know that, sir.
Yeah. I know that. What's his name? No, sir, that is his name.
Asshole. Major asshole. And his cousin? He's an asshole too, sir. Gunner's mate first clap, Philip asshole.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyway?
Yo!
Go!
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, here's the major deal about the Solo movie and how I felt and how I defended it from Gate, in a sense. And I know you guys can either agree or disagree with me, but I have a feeling you guys will mainly agree with me. With the changing from Lords and Miller to Ron Howard, the secrecy of the film, the reshoots that happened to it, everybody's naysaying the shit out of it. But let's remember, they were also doing the exact same thing to Rogue One.
Yeah.
And Rogue One's amazing.
And Rogue One is arguably one of the best films to come out of the post-Disney era.
It's funny, though, because before the trailers, all you saw was people slamming Han Solo. Didn't even see a trailer. Hadn't even seen we'd seen a couple set photos, but nothing official. We had not seen a single official photo from it. We didn't even know what Alden looked like as Han Solo. And people were slamming it. Now that the trailers are out, crickets.
Mm-hmm.
Literally crickets.
Well, you know very well when the movie comes out, I think the same trolls that were slamming Episode 7 are going to come back out of hiding.
Oh, no. The same people that were slamming 8 are going to be like, I went and saw 9 in theaters, and I hate... Well, if you hated 8 so much, why'd you go see 9 in theaters?
Because 7, 8, 9?
7, 8, 9.
Look, the fact of the matter is, and we all know this, the people that are slamming the movies, okay, I don't mean to get political. I know there's people that have a problem. I know there's people that have a problem with some of the politicized issues that are in the movie. I don't care. They're not my views, but I don't care.
To me. Yeah.
Right, it doesn't matter to me. But people are slamming it for that. But let's break it down to the brass tacks. The people that are really dogging this movie are just people who are either original trilogy purists or people who can't let go of the fact that the EU is not fucking canon and it never will be.
I completely agree. Completely agree. And the biggest argument I have against people that are like, oh, the EU was way better. It was perfect, blah, blah, blah. Episode 7 had another Death Star in it. Well, on a second. The EU not only had a third Death Star, it did have a third Death Star. Hang on. A third Death Star.
Yes, Jedi Search.
Third Death Star. It also had
A fourth one, didn't they?
Darksaber. They had Darksaber. The Hutts got the plans to the Death Star and made the ion cannon. So it was just this big cylinder floating in space. It was a super weapon too. So
and don't forget the Sun Crusher.
The Sun Crushers.
Which could destroy
the
a
world
solar
Devastators.
system.
Yeah, the World Devastators. There were so many other super weapons in the EU, and everybody's like, oh, those are perfect, but God forbid we have a planet that can destroy. No, you can't say, oh, I love the fact that they had 4 other super weapons, but screw the fact that they have a super weapon in that. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. The problem with personally, I agree with Disney's move to scrub the EU from canon. The problem is, when they bought the franchise, if they kept all of EU as canon, it would be a mess. They wouldn't be able to do what they're doing right now because they would have to follow the canon storylines. So to say all this crap, no, we're done with it. It's not even canon anymore. And then now they have this entire resource of EU they can pick and choose from as they want and write the stories that, the people in Disney who make trillions upon fucking trillions of dollars every day, and then wipe their ass with a year's salary of you and me, so you sit there and go, we know it'll work. This will sell right here. We'll take this, and we'll add this, and it'll sell.
Well, see, here's something else too that you got to keep in mind concerning EU and the Han Solo movie. Everybody said we don't want a Han Solo movie because we've already got 3 stories telling the story of Han Solo, the Han Solo trilogy, and they've already said they're pulling heavily from that trilogy for this movie. Like, this is going to be the most Legends heavy. Well, I can't say Legends heavy because it'll be canon at that point, but Legends source material heavy film we've gotten. This is the one. You want your Legends movie so goddamn bad? Here it is. You know.
And they're still bitch about it.
Yeah.
I will sum this up for everybody right here. To all the people that are claiming that Disney is destroying your childhood. Oh, they're destroying Star Wars. They're destroying my childhood. Bitch, Disney created your fucking childhood.
I never said they're destroying it. I've always said they're buying out my fucking childhood. Difference.
No, there's people out there that's like, oh, they're destroying my childhood with the Marvel stuff and the Star Wars stuff. Bitch, when you was a child, they was doing Fraggle Rock. Well, they bought Jim Henson. They was doing Fraggle Rock, but you also had like Bambi and Lady and the Tramp and Cinderella and
Herbie,
Sleeping Beauty, and
let's not forget Herbie and Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Right. All this stuff. Yeah. They made your childhood. They can't destroy what they made. Okay, they're just expanding into other parts of your childhood, and quite honestly, they're making new memories for new generations of children.
Yeah, I need to say this for the record. You said about the Marvel movies. Okay, let's think back to the 80s. And let's think about some of the Marvel movies that was released in the 80s and 90s and how fucking garbage they were.
Spider-Man with a Voltron-like super robot? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Exactly. So, believe me, they have been doing us a favor. Okay? Because Marvel was fucking hurting when Disney bought what they could from them. Stan Lee could only do so much, that he can't control them. And then Disney took it. And guess what? We have some amazing Marvel movies. We have amazing Star Wars movies. We wouldn't have Rogue One. We wouldn't have Episode 7, Episode 8. And whatever they want to bitch out about, the reality is they are awesome movies. You got to enjoy them for what they are. Stop comparing shit to everything else. This is why you fucking hate everything. Just enjoy the movie. Take the story, take what's being presented to you, and evaluate that. Don't go, well, oh no, this is too much like episode 4. Oh, this is like nothing. Oh no. Shut the fuck up.
Look, if you don't like Star Wars anymore, you can always get yourself an app for CBS All Access, and you can enjoy that other Star show that's doing great things.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Star Trek?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I hate Star Trek. The only Star Trek I like is the original series, Next Gen, and the reboot movies.
Well, it's a good thing this isn't a Star Trek video then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here.
Hey, you.
Why do you think I've never showed up on Talking Trek?
Unfortunately, I was the one recording Talking Trek, so I had to be there. But I actually enjoy Star Trek. But look, the only credit I can give Star Trek Discovery, since it's finished the season, I'll throw this out on War of the Stars, just so it's there. Since it's finished the season, I'll say this: the only credit I can give to Star Trek Discovery is it gave the show the right initials. STD.
I didn't even put that together.
That's the only credit I can give that show.
Jesus Christ.
Just wow.
Well,
Wow.
On that fun note, let's talk about something else really fun. How about Rebels?
Yeah, 'cause that
Yay!
wasn't a gut punch in the balls at all.
Wait.
No.
I'm going to call it right here. I'm going to officially call it on the first Realm of the Myths entertainment video right here, right now. Post it up. Heavy spoiler warning.
Richard J., what do you got to say?
heavy spoiler warning. If you have not seen the show yet, like Christina, who hasn't seen the episode yet,
Well, she's about to find out.
Stop the video. Earmuffs. Go watch the episode. Come back. Hear what we're about to talk about. All right? You've been warned.
They've been warned. Let's hit it.
Go ahead.
All right. So it was episode 10 and 11 of the final season of Rebels. First episode was titled Jedi Knight. That's Night. And wow, this is the gang going to rescue Hera, who's been captured. And yeah, I got the first sense. I think they were laying the hints all the way through.
Yeah.
And it was still just when that scene happened, it was still just a gut punch.
Wait. Before you go any further, Christina's probably really in the dark right now.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's actually pretty bright right here, but.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, should we tell her before we start talking about it? That way she's not like, okay, then what? Then what? I don't want to be the one to tell her.
I don't want to be the one to tell her either.
I don't just rip the Band-Aid off.
Oh,
Yeah, just rip the Band-Aid off.
Kanan dies.
Kanan dies.
Aw.
Kanan dies. Yeah.
In the most epic way.
Most epic
I'm gonna ugly cry.
Thank you. Just made that feel better. Well, we talked before the season started out, and we did theorize that Kanan was going to die. So
Well,
Yeah,
Kanan's
I
not
just
the
didn't know
only
if
one.
we'd be this early.
Yeah.
but we
That was my
did
theory.
theorize.
I
We
didn't
know. I mean, the only people we know that's definitely survived so far is Chopper and Hera,
Yeah.
because
But
they
they
show
did.
up in Rogue One. At least they're by name in Rogue One,
But they did give
as well as the
Kanan,
Ghost.
they did give Kanan an excellent, epic death. And to agree with you, I not only do I think they were setting it up the whole episode that you knew it was coming, I think Kanan knew from the moment, from the beginning of the episode
I
when
mean,
he
the
told.
minute you see him he's in the cave, he's doing his meditation, then he takes the lightsaber and he cuts off his ponytail.
Well, he used
And
the
then
knife.
he does. Yeah,
He used the knife. Yeah, because he set his saber to the side and then he cut that
And then
off.
he takes the knife and shaves his beard and cuts his hair. So when he comes out, he's completely almost clean shaven. He's clean shaven, and he's got really short. Which I also like the when Hera first sees him, says, "I hate your hair."
Yeah.
Oh God, that was probably the best, which really made it gut punch even more with what happened afterwards. But when Hera was under the truth serum from the interrogation droid, I was out loud laughing.
Yeah. When he sees him,
that droid totally deserved that.
Yeah.
Or when she looks at the stormtrooper, she's like, "Oh, you guys are in so much trouble." Just looks back and forth like, "You guys don't even." I wonder how he's gonna get in.
I totally thought he was coming through the window.
I almost thought the line should have been, "My boyfriend is so gonna beat you up."
But when he hangs down in the window at first time and he hangs it for something, you see him look in. I couldn't help but crack up because just the shot, for some reason about the shot, just looked like almost eerie with the lighting on him. He's just kind of hanging there looking in. She's like, "Oh, Kanan's here to rescue me." And then Bryce turns around. She's like, "She's delirious." Great, because he was gone. And then she's like, "I wonder how he's going to get in." And he cuts off.
Yeah.
And then he's throwing stormtroopers out the fucking window.
Oh my God,
I'm like, holy shit. Oh, that episode was
You know,
awesome.
for the kids.
Oh yeah, totally for the kids. Totally, yeah. Star Wars is for 12-year-olds.
I also noticed. If you noticed, whenever Thrawn started talking to her, she was like, "Yeah, I'll take Miss Little Miss Shocky Girl over there. I don't want to talk to you. You're no, yes, I'll take him."
Oh, can we please speak on Thrawn for a minute, like we were just talking about earlier with the Han Solo and the EU? If there was never a better representation of EU Thrawn, it was his reaction to Governor Price throwing a fucking parade after the destruction of the depot.
Oh my God! And then the look on her face when she realizes what happened, and she was like, "Oh." And he's like, "Well, what did we do?" And she's like, "Well, you and I are the only people that know. They're a parade." And he's like, "What? Like, really? A parade?"
Let's celebrate the fact we kill a Jedi, but you stopped my TIE Defender production.
Which is the only reason the Death Star even got completed. When you put it in context, that's the only reason.
It shows also not only that, it shows a canon reason why you never see TIE Defenders in any of the other right there. Yep. But you also get the sense right there that those two, Governor Price and Thrawn, it's Thrawn here and Price is down here. There's they are not even on the same level.
No. Let me ask you guys something, because this whole thing of Rebels is taking place close to about the same time. I mean, just very shortly before Rogue One, right?
Yeah.
What if they had done this in Rogue One? I mean, they obviously didn't. But what if they had done something like this where when Krennic walks in to talk to Tarkin for the first time and he's watching the Death Star cannon being put in, what if they'd put Thrawn just standing next to Tarkin? He didn't say a word, but he was there. Like, how much do you think fans would have lost their collective fucking minds?
Well, I think the reason they never did that is because of the fact that at that point, Thrawn wasn't really introduced into Rebels yet. It really would have spoiled.
Yes, he was. Actually, he was. Because the teaser trailer for that season came out the same time as the teaser trailer for Rogue One. It was during Star Wars Celebration.
Okay, well,
of that year.
It would still be a spoiler.
Yeah.
It would still be a spoiler that Thrawn makes it that far in.
Yeah.
Because right now, we still don't know.
A bit sweet.
Right now, we still don't know if Thrawn will fucking, bite the big one at the end of the season of Rebels.
He won't.
I hope not. I don't think he should.
They won't. No. He's got another novel coming out that happens after Rebels, after New Hope. Yeah. So he's gonna make it through.
Yeah, but I also remember, if you remember in I think it was season 2 when it wasn't Price. It was cannot remember her name.
Oh,
she was the one.
The minister of
Lothal.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Vader makes Governor Price had that same look that she had when Vader told her that Tarkin wanted to speak with her in private. That look of, I'm dead.
Oh, God.
This is my death warrant. Yeah. She had that same exact look. Like, she knows I'm dead.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
That makes me happy, too, because I'm glad the No Price is getting what's coming to her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Look,
I really am.
Look, very recently, I'm going to throw a little Journal of the Jedi in here for this, and Brian will know what I'm talking about. Right now, we've been getting some epic scenes from the things in Star Wars that Disney has been producing. The scene of Thrawn, berating Governor Price in the holocron, where really it was like, if there was ever an on-screen representation of the Thrawn we've known all the way back from the original Timothy Zahn books, it was it right there. And it really ranks up there to me with the most recent Darth Vader comics, where Jocasta Nu tells the troopers that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, dude, that is epically awesome. I was laughing my ass off during that. I don't know if Chris
for the people that don't know. Set the scene for the people that don't know. They got her captured on the troop transport. And Vader's surrounded by a bunch of stormtroopers, and she turns around and proceeds to tell them that if you hate Jedi so much, why are you taking orders from one? He's Anakin Skywalker. And they all look at Vader, and Vader just looks at them, and in the next panel, all the stormtroopers have been force pushed out of the fucking
awesome. It is the coolest damn thing ever. Because you see them turn and look at him, and the next frame is just Vader going, like, oh, sucks to be you. You know? And it was some big name clone troopers too.
Mm-hmm.
It was big names that I can't even think of their fucking names now. Shit.
It was definitely still Clone 501st.
Which commander was it though?
It wasn't Cody. No.
Cody was.
It wasn't Rex. No,
it wasn't Rex.
I don't remember.
Fives?
No, Fives is in a short story post or almost pre Force Awakens.
Fives stuck around that long? I thought he died. No, Heavy died. Never mind.
No, he got frozen. Count Dooku froze him as like a trophy. And then the Crimson Corsair that we saw in Force Awakens went and found the ship he was on and found the lost treasure of Count Dooku and thawed it out, and it was a clone trooper. It was Fives. Hang on, let me find this comic.
So anyway,
keep talking.
For people who hate post-Disney Lucasfilm, we have been getting some of the most epic shit in canon, through movies, through comics, through books in general, that you guys really need to shut up and open your mind and just see what's there.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's helped with Thrawn is the fact that you have Timothy Zahn there making sure that it's exactly what Thrawn is supposed to be. I think that really has helped, is having the creator there, basically on set saying, this is how, and I said it before, if they're to bring a Thrawn to, yes. It needs to be Mad
Mikkelsen's brother, the guy who's voicing him in the show. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. If they bring Thrawn live action, it's got to be, what is it, Brian Nicholson?
Mads Mikkelsen.
No, his brother.
Oh, Lars.
The one that's voicing Thrawn right now. Yeah. It needs to be him playing the role. It's just no argument. It needs to be. Because he's really made the character his own.
Oh.
But
anyway.
But yeah, it was just but the rescue scene was just, and like I said, just everything setting up, even that last when they're on there and he jumps off the edge and says, "May the Force be with you."
Yeah.
Those were the last words that he spoke to both of them was, "May the Force be with you."
Well, see, throughout the season so far, we've had several moments where Kanan and Hera almost finally told each other how they felt.
Yeah.
And they kept getting cock-blocked, to be completely honest. That's what happened. They kept getting cock-blocked by somebody walking up. And then when she finally told him that she loved him, and then they kissed, that was the moment I'm like, oh, shit, nobody is safe anymore. That's all they were waiting on. Nobody is safe. And I didn't think it was going to be that early, though. I didn't think it was going to be that quick. And, the very next thing to happen. And Look,
the one thing
it wasn't even his death, the way he died, that got me. It was when he's looking at her and his vision comes back right at the very last second, and he sees her. Because that was one thing they kept saying. It was, she's like, "I see you," and he's like, "I see you." And when his eyes finally come back and he can actually see her one last time before he died, that was when you guys finally watch my reaction video, I'm uploading it now. When you guys finally watch that, you can audibly hear me go, "Oh," when his eyes change, because I didn't expect that at all. And then when he finally goes, and not just his death scene though, it's also the beginning of the next episode when they tell Zeb, and because when they land, Zeb thinks everything's fine, and then when they get off the ship, that's when he's like, "Wait a minute, where's Kanan?" And Ezra's like, "He's gone." He's like, "What? Is he captured? Do we need to go get him?" He's like, "No, he's gone. He's gone, gone." And the way Sabine threw her helmet, and that's pure Sabine, and then Chopper grabbing Hera's hand.
Yes.
That was the serious gut punch, because we all know Chopper's a bastard. Chopper is a freaking dick, But to know that he cared enough about Hera to come up and try to comfort her like that. Oh,
well, it wasn't just the hand. Like the whole entire time that Chopper would even speak to Hera, he was very subdued.
yeah.
You know, normally he's like got that like sonic tone, like he's ranting and raving. But when he was talking to Hera through the whole episode, it was and it was really Chopper's idea for her to add Kanan to her little family tree thing that she had.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, one thing I kind of got, and I don't know if you saw this, but with Kanan's death, it was almost like I almost see it like one last time for he died not as Kanan, but he died as Caleb.
Yeah. He went back to Caleb Doom
He was in that moment he was no longer Caleb Kanan Jarrus, he was Caleb Doom.
Yeah.
He was once again a Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the way I looked at it. But now we get into the parts that personally I didn't totally care for with Rebels was Ezra's interaction with the Lothal Wolves.
Wolves. Yeah.
It at this point, it may end up because they already said this season everything that happens in this season from here on out is going to have something to do with later on in the season as we get closer to the end. As of now, it doesn't make any sense. But I'm wondering if the more episodes we watch, if it won't make sense as we go. Because I agree with you, it makes no sense at this point. But I'm hoping that in the next, because we only have 7 episodes left, so and 3 weeks worth. We're doing 2 episodes, and then big finale of 3. So I'm wondering if over the next few weeks we're not going to figure out what exactly is going on.
Well, that's fair enough. But as it was presented, you got the 3 Loth Wolves attacking Ezra,
yeah.
And then finally he gets confronted by the biggest one who starts speaking to him, refers to itself as Kanan's real name, continues to berate him, you know, to the point where it's breaking him down to where he's admitting that he's afraid and he can't see the hope in the future and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, are we going back to, is Ezra going to turn dark side? Is that what we're playing with here? What are we doing?
No, I think that's something they toyed with for a while in the middle of the series, and then just to kind of tease us to keep us watching. And after what happened with Kanan, I don't see Ezra going dark at all. Yeah, I don't. It's not going to happen.
So before we wrap up here, because as you see, I have my little.
What's up, Padawan?
Let's just kind of go through and see our little death meter. Who do you think bites the desk next?
Oh,
I was wrong in the first one being Jeb, so I still say he's next.
I thought Zeb was going to be the first one too.
Yeah, Zeb.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be the first
and
one.
I think this is my to me the best way to end that episode would be for him. And who was the guy that was what was his name?
Callus.
To him to come coming back. They go on a mission. They come back and Zeb gets killed. And him coming back holding Zeb in his arms as he's walking down the ramp. To me, that would be like, it wouldn't be as gut punch as that, but just their whole history together that they've had that they die, either they die together or that he's there when he dies.
I'm okay. Zeb, I would be all right with Zeb dying that way, but I'm almost of the mindset, does everybody else really have to die? I mean, what if they just go off in their own direction like Sabine did for a while? If I was gonna put money on anybody dying next, it's gonna be on the option you don't see coming. I'm gonna say Ezra.
Well, if anybody needs to still die in this season, it's Ezra. Because, like you said, Zeb could go off on his own. The Imperials can go off on their own and become faceless rebels or whatever the case may be. Sabine could wind up with the Mandalores and disappear into obscurity. But at the point within the current Disney canon, the only 2 Jedis alive for the rise of Luke was Yoda and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So something's got to happen with Ezra.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we're gonna wrap things up here. Chris, why don't you tell them where you can find you and any other things going on?
Well, you can no longer find me on YouTube. Screw you guys, but you can always find me at realmofthemyths.com.
All right. And Brian, where can they find you?
Y'all can no longer find me on YouTube either. Long story, but you guys can find me at my Facebook page for the Star Wars Canon Library. I'm going to start posting all my videos there. And I'm actually going to start writing some actual blogs for StarWarsCanonLibrary.com. So you guys can visit that website and get the entire timeline of events, all the cover art for everything there. And if you guys visit the Facebook page, make sure to give it a thumbs up and a follow. I'd sure appreciate it.
All right. Christina.
As of right this very second, I'm still kind of on YouTube, but I don't know what's going on 100%, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm also on Facebook. You can find my page, Christina Tali, which is at that trans geek girl. I'm also on Twitter, which is trans_vixen, but right now I'm still under YouTube. Just search that trans geek girl, but that future is very uncertain right now.
All right, and you can find me on Twitter at John Mark Tolly 1 because I am the #1 John Mark Tolly on Twitter. You can also find me.
He put the
on
one
Facebook.
Just for that reason.
Yes. You can also find me on Facebook at Mark Tolly and check out the Facebook group for War of the Stars and Realm of the Mist. Like both of them, give them a big thumbs up, everything like that. And we will see you next time. And as always, remember, the Force will be with you always.
Like our Patreon page.
Yay!
Yes.
I have a Patreon
Give us
page
monies.
too. We need monies.
Oh my God. Don't put that in the video.
Pay us!
Jesus
Pay us,
Christ.
fucker!